Hey there. Hello, and welcome back to Aligned Choices, where we're unlocking decision making with human design. I'm Nolitha, and I'm so excited that we get a chance to hang out again for episode 4. If you've been feeling stuck, doubting yourself, or wondering why some decisions feel harder than they should, this episode is for you. Today, we're talking about one of the biggest blocks to align decision making, and that's conditioning. As always, this podcast is about helping you unmask, reclaim, realign with who you truly are. Hey, hey, fam. It is now time for food for thought. Today, I'm going to be talking about resilience. It's what keeps us going when life gets hard. It's how we recover from setbacks and disappointments and challenges. But resilience isn't just about pushing through or forcing things to work. It's about understanding yourself and knowing how to navigate life in a way that feels right for you. This is where human design comes in. We talked about your unique blueprint that is specific to you. This blueprint, human design chart, body graph, it shows you how to make decisions, how to use your energy wisely, and how to move through life with less resistance. And when it comes to resilience, knowing your human design can help you bounce back in a way that feels aligned rather than exhausting. When we look at the different types of human design, when we start with generators and manifesting generators, and they are always going to be mentioned first simply because they make up the largest portion of our population. Over 60% of the world's population are generators and manifesting generators. And these people have a powerful life force. Their resilience comes from doing things that excite and energizes them. Whenever they feel stuck or drained, they should ask themselves, am I doing what actually lights me up? Or am I forcing myself to do things that don't feel right? If you keep hitting roadblocks, it might be a sign that it's time for you to pivot towards something that truly excites you. And for me personally, being in that group, I can say anytime that I don't feel that a job is meeting my personal needs beyond the check, I have no problems going to find something that excites me. Projectors, you guys are not designed like everyone else. You are not designed to push through. Your resilience comes from rest and waiting for the right opportunity as you follow your wisdom. If you're feeling exhausted or unappreciated, it's not a sign for you to try harder. It's a sign for you to step back, take care of yourself, and wait for the right people to recognize your gifts. You are a natural initiator, you manifestor, you. Your resilience is about following your inner urges, even when others don't understand your vision. If you are ever feeling blocked or frustrated, ask yourself, am I holding myself back because I'm afraid of what others' reactions will be. Resilience for you is about trusting your instinct and remembering that you don't need permission to make things happen. And my reflectors, you lovely babies are so deeply connected to the world around you. Your resilience comes from taking time and making sure you're in the right environment. If you're feeling overwhelmed or drained, check your surroundings. Are the people and the places in your life actually good for you? Resilience for you is about giving yourself space and time to find what truly feels right. Now, I mentioned earlier in another episode about how human design has what I liken to red flags and green flags. I'm going to mention some things about how you can determine when you are out of alignment. And each design type has a specific way of knowing when things aren't right and when they need to do something different. So for manifestors and manifesting generators, frustration is your red flag. In human design, red flag is not self theme. This is a sign that you're not doing what truly excites you. Projectors, your red flag, not self theme, is bitterness. You might be trying too hard to be recognized by the wrong people. Manifestors, your red flag, not self theme, is anger. Ask yourself if you're holding back your true desires or if people are blocking your path. Reflectors, if you feel disappointed, it may be time to change your environment or your social circle. Recognizing these feelings is not a bad thing. It's a tool. When you notice them, you have the power to adjust and get back on track. Just remember, resilience isn't a one size fit all. Society has taught us that resilience means pushing through. But human design shows us that resilience looks different for everyone. True resilience isn't about forcing yourself to be strong in a way that doesn't feel right for you. It's about understanding your unique way of handling challenges and honoring that. So the next time life throws a challenge your way, ask yourself, am I navigating this challenge in a way that aligns with who I truly am? Am I making decisions that feel right in my body and my spirit? Resilience isn't just about bouncing back, it's about learning, growing, moving forward, and evolving in a way that truly honors you. Now back to the content. What is conditioning? Let's start with the essentials. Conditioning happens when we absorb beliefs, expectations, and behaviors from the world around us. We get it from our families, society, school, our cultures, and even the media. From an early age, we were taught what we should do, how we should behave, and what is considered right or wrong based on external expectations, rather than what is actually true for us. Over time, this conditioning can and will drown out our natural instincts and decision making processes. leaving us feeling disconnected from our own inner authority. Instead of making choices that align with who we truly are, we end up making choices based on fear, guilt, obligation, or societal pressures. But here's the good news: just as we have been conditioned, we can also decondition. And that's DE in front of condition. Decondition. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today, starting in the next segment. So, how does conditioning actually affect your decisions? Let's talk about a few common ways. Fear of disapproval. You make choices to please others rather than honoring your true desires. Over reliance on logic. You ignore your inner knowing because you've been taught that rational decisions are the best decisions. Second guessing yourself. You constantly look for validation from outside sources rather than trusting yourself. Feeling trapped by shoulds. You feel obligated to follow a certain path even if it doesn't feel right. Struggling with boundaries. You say yes when you really mean no. Because of guilt or expectations, you give in to yes. Do any of these sound like you, or do they resonate? If so, you're not alone. This is the first step in deconditioning, which is awareness. Now that you see it, you can start shifting it. The process of releasing conditioning. You have the basic understanding of conditioning. Now let's talk about how we release it. As I was preparing for this podcast, one thing that rose up in my consciousness was shadow work. I've been hearing a lot about shadow work on social media, and I thought that it was something that I should address at this point. Not anything bad, just more of knowledge and awareness. Shadow work is a type of psychotherapy that involves exploring and accepting parts of yourself that you've repressed or ignored. It can help you understand yourself better, regulate your emotions, and improve your relationships. Not saying that deconditioning is shadow work. They might be very close cousins because deconditioning will also help you understand yourself better, regulate your emotions, and improve your relationships, which is also something that helps to build your resiliency. Now, here are three powerful steps to help you decondition and start making aligned choices. Number one, identify the source. Sit with yourself, spend time with yourself, ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Is it actually true for me? Number two, reconnect with your inner authority. Start making small decisions based on what feels right in your body rather than what you should do. And hopefully, you did your homework from the last podcast where you were asked to make small decisions just to see how you feel. Number three, practice saying no. No is a complete sentence with a period. If something doesn't feel aligned, practice declining without the guilt. Boundaries are a key part of deconditioning. This is a process, not a quick fix. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes to trust yourself again. Now, how can we apply these aligned perspectives and conditioning and deconditioning to current events? Let's take a moment to look at current events through the lens of conditioning. And there's so many different current events that we can look at through this lens, but I want to take the one that is most relevant and very, very current. How many of you guys had an opportunity to watch Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance? And if you haven't watched it, I know that you have been inundated and bombarded with all of the social media takes and everybody's reaccounting of it, and there are different ways of dissecting it. And it was very interesting because there were several groups of people. There was one group of people who thought that it was horrible and they wished little Wayne had come out. There's another group of people who thought it was fantastic and phenomenal, and everyone saw their performance through their lens. How did you look at their performance? I can honestly say I was multitasking. I did not pay attention to all of the double entendres and the symbolism in it because I wasn't focused. But my mind knows that that is who Kendrick Lamar is. So when I went back, I took a look. I could see all of the things and understand all of the things. Some of them were out of my understanding because I'm not a gamer. So I didn't get, I saw a game, and when I saw it initially, all I saw was an X and an O. So I thought tic tac toe, but I then know that it is aligned with PlayStation. So everyone had their own understanding. And I came across a lot of people on social media that didn't like it, that didn't get it. But I also and came in contact with a lot of people who were open to broadening their understanding. And that's awesome. I want to know, when you think about all the things that you've seen where this Super Bowl performance was talked about online, how much of the public reaction is based on genuine truth? And how much of it is based on conditioning? This is a great exercise to practice observing conditioning in the world around you, which is also going to help you recognize the conditioning in yourself. Think about how external influences are shaping the decisions that people are making. Are they truly aligned choices, or are they fear based reactions? This is an important reflection to take with you this week. Very important. As we bring this podcast episode to a close, here is your action step for this week. It is to notice one area in your life where conditioning is influencing your decisions. Is it your job? Is it your relationships? Is it your daily habits? Think about it. Take one small step to question and shift that belief. Even a tiny change can create a ripple effect. I'd love to hear what comes up for you. Send me a message or tag me on social media to share your insights. And if you don't have your notifications on, please make sure that you go and add them so that you can get notified when I drop the next episode. And our next episode, we're talking about how to cultivate deeper trust in yourself as you decondition. I don't know if you guys are feeling it, but you're all experiencing a midlife crisis. I don't care how old you are. If you have eyes to see, ears to hear, and a mind to think, consider everything going on around you. This is a collective midlife crisis. If you're constantly overthinking, questioning your decisions, or afraid of making the wrong move, you're not alone. Midlife isn't a crisis. It's an opportunity to transform. With all the noise we have going on around us, you got it. It's true. I'm asking you to consider transformation. And your human design holds the key to making aligned choices with clarity and confidence. I wanted to let you know that I have created an Aligned Choices Starter Kit, a simple yet powerful way to start trusting yourself again. What's inside of the kit, you ask? A personalized human design chart, a book on foundational human design, another ebook that is about deconditioning and how to break free from old patterns. You'll also have an option, if you like, to have a discovery call where we go deeper for clarity. And you'll get a copy of my complimentary Fuck It, I'm 50 book, which really talks about how we approach changes in our lives and make the best out of them. I'll make sure I include a link for you to go check it out. And this concludes episode 4. Until next episode, remember, you already have the answers within you. Let's uncover them together. See you in the circle.